Oh, okay. Hello guys, and today I got a new flavor. I got a new flavor, right? New flavor of energy drink, right? I'm not sure if that's better or worse than it's ass. Yeah, I mean it has its flavor. It's not bad, but it's not that good. And I'll be honest, it could be a little bit better, I feel like. Okay, so today we have the task of completing the next steps of the oil setup. We are going to start off with heavy heating oil, because this part produces the most bullshit industrial oil. See, this is a process that needs to be done so that we can do shit with it. So heavy heating oil then gets you to this, which is reformant gas, low pressure steam, and a whole bunch of shit. That will be turned to naphtha for the next phase. So we're going to start off with a fractioning tower today, I think. We're going to start off with a fractioning tower today, guys. But I don't actually know, because I don't actually know what I'm doing. The goal is simple today, to get the stuff for PVC production done, so I can sit and do nothing. I want robots to do my work for me. This would be an amazing objective to have. Oh, it's not robots even, it's just pipes. The setup is pretty automatic on its own. So the first step is that fractioning tower. And obviously, in every oil setup, this shit's really easy to do with fraction towers. If you got a fraction tower in there, then probably something's wrong with you if you say fraction tower instead of fractioning tower. You know what I mean? It's a good question. But this piece will go probably about right here, because I don't actually know where it will go, and I'm just saying that just to put it somewhere. We're gonna take vacuum heavy oil comes out, right? Yes, so vacuum heavy oil is gonna be the first thing that comes out. It's gonna go to here. It's gonna make industrial oil and heavy heating oil. Two types of oil that I fucking hate. But that's okay. We can fix this. See, industrial oil will be probably the worst part, because industrial oil tends to be typically the most annoying thing. But we can turn this shit to naphtha and petroleum gas, much as we can do. Oh, wait. Yeah, same. Okay, so much as we can do with the heating oil, I can turn that one the same exact way. Pretty much. It's just a different machine, same materials. This is a good way of getting just naphtha, it would appear, because all of this will convert to naphtha, which means that I now need to figure out what I do with naphtha, because that's actually the key component we're producing here. And you just reform naphtha, it gets you more petroleum gas. States you reform it, petroleum gas, and take petroleum gas, and you can get BTX or reformant gas this way. Alternatively, to get BTX, we need to look into that, because that's what we need to do, is to get BTX from this, right? This whole process is to make BTX in a large quantity. And looking through everything, I mean, it's not really that easy. So you take your petroleum gas. You can also take your unsaturated hydrocarbons and do shit with those. Dicyanoacetylene. Fuck. Connection good. Don't worry, guys. Nothing's going on right now with the connection. So yeah, unfortunately, this energy drink is ass. And shit's going to be fucking real, bro. Okay, I'm gonna switch my internets to the non-5. No data. No data. Yes, and then the non-5Gs work better than the regular 5Gs. What the fuck? No, they don't actually fucking work either. God damn it! Give me this shit right here. Process this shit right here. Do it right here. People tell me all kinds of shit. They like to talk mad shit. You know what I mean? They like to talk mad shit. That's cool. Talk as much shit as they want. They're just saying about themselves. See, that's what a person who talks shit is. Somebody who's only really saying about themselves. You can tell somebody that they will be nothing, but truly you are nothing yourself. If that is all you can say, then you should find new things to say. Such that you may actually sound competent and intelligent. Two things that are key. And that is what bothers me is like, sometimes people are pretty stupid, and sometimes they're pretty stupid. You know what I mean? Alright, so we're producing heating oil, but we need to produce. Alright, we're producing heavy heating oil, so like it's kind of different though, right? You can also take your industrial oil and do some dumb shit with it if you really wanted to. Some fucking stupid shit for sure. Because that industrial oil can actually... Industrial oil can also be fractioned. It's not just you can process it that way, you can process it this way to get heating oil as well. Or you do it all in the cracking setup to get this shit. Which cracking is a good option. I'll be honest with you all, cracking is not a bad option. So the primary components are going to be getting the actual vacuum heavy oil processed into heating oil and its other product, industrial oil. So now we have vacuum heavy oil to heavy heating oil. Heavy. Type is now heavy oil. Oh, fuck. Heavy heating oil is practically the same. What the fuck? Doesn't even do shit. Right, because heavy heating oil doesn't go through the fucking fractioning process. Heavy heating oil goes into a reformer. Right? Oh, fuck. vacuum heavy oil, industrial oil. Heavy heating oil goes then to a fucking gets you reformant gas. Then that needs to get some. From everything I'm seeing, I don't see a way of taking reformant gas into my BTX. So we don't want to get reformant gas. That's like the one thing we don't want to get. We'll cross that off the list as something that is not good. Heavy heating oil then has to have a different process because you don't want that. Okay, so if you don't want reformant gas, then how do you get reformant? Which is what we're after. I mean, you could just liquefy the gas, right? But I have to go do something real quick. Now that I'm back, we can start looking into all the shit I was telling you guys about. Okay. You have vacuum heavy oil. You have industrial oil. You have industrial oil. Heavy oil. So the heavy heating oil is the worst. It's the most useless, shittiest material you can have. Gives you 20 reformant gas. The products that are useful are like this naphtha. Getting this reformant gets you to BTX. Unless you make it all to reformant gas, there's no fucking point in doing that. Huh? What's this? BTX. Aromatic hydrocarbons and high-performance solvent gets you BTX. Plus chlorine gas. Not bad if I say so myself. The question is, how sustainable is making high-performance solvents? Chlorinated benzenes, reformant, desulfurized naphtha, which is the easiest one to make, but it gives you high catane diesel, and yeah, that's pretty much all that there is as far as recipes go. This one is possible to do. Can you just take naphtha and desulfurize it? God dang it. No! So, what have we learned? Vacuum heavy oil is a bitch. Vacuum biscum. Viscum. Vacuum heavy oil is a bitch. It does not want to do shit in ways that make sense. And it's going to be a complete dickhead about being turned into what you want it to become. Because if it exists, that is the obvious answer right here. Take 3,500 and turn it into 3,500, or no, 350. Take 3,500 and turn it into 350. Reform it. That is the answer, really. unless you try these, and those are kind of interesting and questionable in themselves. But this way you actually are getting reformant this way. I don't like these methods because you're not getting reformant from them. And I don't see the point in not getting reformant in them. If I got reformant, it makes it worth it. If I don't get reformant, it's kind of fucking stupid, isn't it? But also there's this naphtha method, which is worth exploring. However, naphtha doesn't actually really get you to beat the egg, because it just gets you to a bunch of other shit that's not as useful. Never mind, it actually is pretty good. Maybe I'm right about this method. This method might be correct. It's all in mathematics, guys, and I know everybody hates math. That's why we're about to have to do some. So, the first method yields 10% reformant per vacuum oil. So if 100% is 3,500, then 10% is 350. Okay, so now we have that information out of the way. Let me get out a notepad so I can keep track of that information at this time. So we have 35 to 350. 10%. So that is our 10% is the 350 method. That is by the Coker unit. Then the other method, which is to fraction it, takes 100 in. So I'll write this down, 100 in. Then we can start looking at the outcomes. So this gives you 60 naphtha, which is the key component of reformant. Then from the naphtha, you can go to reformant. Every 1,000 naphtha is 500 reformant. But how much naphtha does it give you? It gives you 60. So we're going to write down 60 naphtha for that part of the process. Then for the other part of the process, it gives you its own amount of naphtha. So if we take a look, so this was industrial oil, it gives you 60. Then if we look at heavy heating oil, it gives you 80. So it gives you 80, and then every 1,000 of that is 500, or is enough. So then how much does it take? So we need to look at 1,000 to 60, right? Because this is going to be stupid math, right? This is some stupid math right here. So 100 to 60, and then you have 1,000 to 500 for both of them. So if you have, it takes 2,500 total, but you're getting 80 per operation of the other method, really. So you're getting 80 heating oil to how much of the heating oil is actually getting made into the shit that you want it to be made into? This is a good question. Bitumen, industrial oil, vacuum oil, industrial oil, heavy heating oil. Okay, this is where we're going to start, right? Industrial oil. No, heavy heating oil is right on. And that gives you 60, by the way. So it's a 40-60 split on these. 40. But you're getting 100 either way. So you're getting 40 to 60 industrial to... This is fucking complex math. If you had to fucking do this math, this is like impossible math. So that is my industrial to heating ratio. And so when I have my heavy heating oil ready for cracking, it takes 100 to 80 heating oil. 100 heating oil into $80. Okay, and then from there, 80 reg to, or into, how much naphtha per each iteration. Or it's not 100. Well, 1,000. Well, it doesn't necessarily give us math based on how much is actually. Now, if we do, okay, so here's the way we need to do this. Is basically to say, okay, well, I have 80. Now, how much is in this recipe, right? Like, what is the actual ratio? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my calculator. I'm gonna go and put in my 1,000, and I'm gonna divide it by 500 so I can see how much is going per ratio. So it gives me 2. It's like a 2, pretty much. So every it's like splitting in half, basically. So that means I should get 40 per 80. So that gives you 40. Every 80 is 40. Into 40 naphtha. And that will give you your actual yield, right? Your naphtha is your yield, pretty much. Because now, you take your naphtha, 40 naphtha, to reform it, and it's the same ratio, okay? So then you just divide your naphtha by 2, and then you have naphtha is 20. So there we go. We have our first percentage. Now we could say 20 is going to be the first number that I have that I can turn into a percentage. And then it's all about the other method, because that other one I didn't actually do entirely the same way. I just kind of threw out numbers and thought I was doing it right. But we're going to go back and do it again, so that way it's correct. Industrial oil, because I am curious what the actual numbers are, since I never actually tried to put things into percentages. But remember, that is my 60 industrial to heating oil. So I have my actually, this entire thing is incorrect, because it starts off with 60 in heating oil. So 60 into 80% of 60. So just multiply 60 by 0.8. Fucking stupid fucking Microsoft calculator. It's a fucking bitch. I'll just use the one HBM made because it's fucking better. So you have your 100, and then it gives you 20. So we just need to find what is 60 and what is the 20% of 60. So we can subtract that off. We could try doing 0.8, but I'm not even fucking sure if that will work. We'll try that first, because that will give you what the fuck? 0.8 gives you 48. Okay, cool. It does give you, so the actual, so that's 12 is the amount of percentage for 20%. So 60, actually, yeah, that makes sense now I think about it. So now I have 48 regular heating oil, and then now I have to do the same thing with the next equation. I have 48 regular heating oil and into 50% the naphtha. So 48 is 24. And then finally you have your naphtha, 24 to reform it, which is, again, I believe that was 12. This is now very, very sad, because we're only getting 12. However, it's still the same percentage. Even though I'm getting 12, right, I'm still getting the same percentage yield out. So remember, the first one gives you 10%, but this one is giving you 50% of your Well, how much percent of the starting material technically is the question. Because, right, we start with 60 industrial heating or industrial oil. So now, if I want to do the math there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 12 and I'm going to divide my starting number by 0.12. Well, they have to be in the same kind of format. Like, you can't just... It's like if you want to speak Spanish to a French person. You can't just have two numbers that aren't in the same kind of format. But I'm going to say, we're going to basically take 0.12. We're going to multiply it to my starting number. I don't actually know how this is going to work. Because I suck at fucking math. See, that's the thing. I suck at math. And it looks like it's just 7.19% of my starting number. So we'll just say 7.19% yield. And then we can just add that to the other method. So the other method, you get 40 to your 60, and then 80 to your 100, right? 40 to 60. We're going to take a look, though. We are going to take a look. So then first step is to get you to your industrial oil, 40 industrial oil. Take your industrial oil, and it gets you, for every 100, it gets you 60. Okay? So we have 100, and that gives you just 60. But however, 40, right, it gets you 60% of the yield. So 0.6 of 40 is what the math is going to be. Let's go ahead and do 40 times 0.6, and that gives you 24, which is pretty bad, honestly. And then, really, I'm not even taking into account your yields of other numbers, because if I start doing that, then we're not going to have good math. It's going to be absolutely a pain in the ass to do all of that math. We're going to have, like, it's going to be me sitting here for hours calculating out percentages. What's this menu you're using? Well, right now I'm kind of just in Notepad on the side. Here, you know what? I can show you what the math actually looks like if I just open up the display capture. But we're just doing math to figure out the answers to the problems. You see, this is what it looks like from my end. So I have my notepad right here, and I'm just doing math. And this is all to say that we have a 7.19% yield of what I'm trying to get, which is reformant. I'm not even sure if I'm fucking doing this math right, but I'm going to also move this over. There we go. Since you all can't even see what I'm doing, it doesn't make sense. I'm just speaking gibberish. But this is industrial oil to naphtha. And then your naphtha is going to go into reformant, right? So all the naphtha we have goes into reformant, and that's going to be combined. So vacuum heavy oil, then we have to do the process, get it to industrial oil, take the industrial oil from naphtha, which we're getting 60 back, so 0.6 times 40 gets you to 24. Alright, thanks. Really cool to see somebody also playing this mod. Honestly, when I play it, I try to wing it. I could wing it, but I'm just curious what the actual best outcome is, because comparing this to a 10% yield from the coker unit is going to be interesting. We already know the coker unit's 10%, so if I can get more percent out, that is what I'm after. It's see, this right here is a 50%, so I have to multiply by 0.5 to my naphtha, so then I literally have 24 into 12. 24 naphtha into 12 reformant. And then you take your original number, 40, and you multiply it by the same number again. as we did in the first one, 40 times. Now, if it actually is less or doesn't pay out as much, does it mean it's better or worse to do this process? That is the question, because really you have no way to turn those byproducts into the same reformant. Ah, yes, now we have 4.8. That is the percentage. However, that's a lot. That's a significant amount more. Like, it's 5 percentage points more of production. However, if we can add in more percentage yield, that is where it will be good. I mean, this is just one branch of the oil process we're going to have to do. So we could probably get more yield into that. I don't know. I hate this when I have some problems and I don't have an answer to them. See, these processes produce a lot of petroleum gas, but that's not useful to getting more of what I'm looking. Well, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take petroleum gas. Let's try to figure out how we can get light oil to the same kind of goal. We're gonna ignore this process because this one's a dead end pretty much, but this looks like it could be an opening for me to get some stuff out of this. So we take the light oil and we go and we can make it to reformant gas and aromatic hydrocarbons. Nope. Not exactly what I'm looking for. Kerosene and diesel, also not what I'm looking for. I mean, those are like end game. Those are like your end goals in oil. But the production, if you just do that, you're not really doing anything at all. The real question is, what can I do with this to get to reform it? Can I make this into like oil again? Like, that's an idea, is to take stuff and turn it back into oil, so that way you can get your yield back up. It's one way of thinking of this. Is the problem is that we have so much of these products that are end products where you use them at the end. Like, petroleum gas could be considered such because you can't turn it into much else. Like, how do we turn it back to what I need it to be, so that way I can make more stuff from it? I know there is ways to do it, but I am not sure as to which one exists. You can turn it to LPG, which is able to be... And, okay, so apparently petroleum gas is where we have a dead end. And just to double check every other production method. Okay, that one's good. Just making sure that we have reformant gas, which is not able to be made into reformant. However, we could take this and if we can get this into, if we can get any of these back to oil, that's what I'm looking for. That's like the key to getting it. Anything that you can process again is what you need. So we have this, gets you reformant, petroleum, or gets you to naphtha and petroleum gas, and then we have reformant and petroleum gas. Petroleum gas is just an abundant product in this line, it would appear. It makes sense to turn it to light oil, because light oil would probably be the best outcome. And then we could figure out what we do with light oil to get that somewhere. Get you coker gas. Coker gas might be recyclable into this setup. No, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely recyclable. Well, you do that and then you get aromatic hydrocarbons and you get more. However, you could take aromatic hydrocarbons and do this shit with them. I don't like this. This is no good, because to make high performance solvent, you need BTX in the starting point. And BTX is not something I want to be making. Well, it's what I would. Oh, actually, let me withdraw from that statement, because this is actually a method that works. This part is the key, because when it comes to the production of heavy heating oil, your first step gets you 20. Then you have the heating oil part. We already know how much yields this is. So then you have your naphtha to petroleum gas. Okay. Well, we can definitely do something now. What part of it do I need to do? What part would... Okay, well that takes this, right? Makes light oil. So when we have light oil, we make light oil. Right? No. No. Yeah, maybe. No, it's... You want to take this and make it into aromatic hydrocarbons. That kind of makes it so you can get aromatic hydrocarbons to this reformate step. So that's the interesting part, is getting those back. And that HP solvent is made with. Yes. Okay. So this is where we need to go. We're trying to get reformate. This is to get us to a sustainable supply of hard plastic that I can produce in large amounts. However, we already have the answer I was looking for, which is to say that our total yield right over here for both processes is equivalent to more than enough. Well, it's actually greater than the 10% for a coker unit. So if you have 10% to a coker unit, then I have to do this simple math right here that I probably can't do. 12.99% yield, which is a difference of 2.99 percentage points. Literally 2% better. Oh, literally 3% better, but still better. Yeah, well, this is the me trying to get and like work the heavy heating oil side of things. Like usually in these oil setups, I work as much as I can to each part. Need a catalytic cracking tower. That will be the first step. Then we need to reform shit. Yeah. How many do we need? 2 cracking towers? I think I might need 2, right? I didn't write down the process, but I wrote down that we have heavy heating oil and it's regular. I'm gonna switch us back over to the regular view so that way people's brains don't get exploded or something. I'm also gonna switch my internet. Much better. Now my internet's not a red bar. Fucking red bar internet, bro. God dang it. Okay. So we have our vacuum, industrial. I know that the industrial oil goes straight into the unit I mentioned before where we have a catalytic cracking tower. Heavy heating oil is cracked to regular heating oil and then so on, processed in a catalytic reformer. So we need 2 catalytic cracking towers, catalytic reformer, and that should cover our first line for this. Now this is expensive, isn't it? Yes. 32 steel scaffolds and 6 steel shells. It's not that bad. These are like the cheapest part of this shit because the next part's gonna get more expensive than this part. Polymer, niobium ingots, please. Do we have any niobium ingots? I wish I had actual ingots. It's fine though, we can do without ingots. That is to say, it's not that hard. And then it is steel shells or cast steel fuck that. cast steel plates or something. Boom. Boom, boom. 6 steel shells per each one. Also, remember you'll need a catalytic to get a catalytic converter. Yeah, it's not bad. It's a part of the reformer. I've already made like... So I've got 2 on the moon, like 3 on Earth, and like... In this setup already, 3. Like, this setup's already ridiculous. We already have 3 of the machines that cost technetium. Like, in my previous setup, I did a different design that was, that used the exact same shit, almost. Like, over here, the oil setup I have is a lot different because we're not really running it to produce just, like, one material. We're actually running 2 setups in tandem, so they combined and kind of flow together. And it's a lot of redstone control circuitry, too. But also, the primary purposes of this was to produce energy and kerosene. So we had the option to switch from kerosene to energy, and it all runs through a gas turbine, so that was a pretty cool idea. But the other setup is really just dedicated to the production of one material, and I'm really trying to get this to be the most effective method to do it. Don't even have a lunar base. I don't have a finished lunar base, though. I have like... It's like 3/4. It's like 3/4 finished. We already have the launch pad on the moon, too. We already have everything set up to go to the next planet. I'm using the moon as my launching station to launch to another planet, and I don't want to make one of those fancy space stations, because that's kind of boring, right? It's like every mod has a space station? No. I don't want to do that. It's kind of boring. But yeah, the moon was a pretty fun adventure. It's not really all that tough to do. I could have done it way earlier on, too. And we are missing those steel plates or steel shells. We need 12 in total. So, we already have 2. Let's make 10. That means I need 60 steel. And we'll just start off with 30. So that way I can get it rolling. I could just type in plates and it will figure itself out. Do we have any other steel shells? No. Do we have any other steel plates? Or steel ingots? Nope. Sad. Okay, so we have 9. We need 3 more. I'm just gonna fucking load my inventory up with steel. Not to mention the fact that this shit needs another one. Oh my goodness. You know how stupid this gets when you have to make 30 different we need 4 reformers. Or no, we need 2 reformers for this part. 2 for this part. Probably more in other parts. If we can just have everything go into naphtha, that would be the way to do it. But you get... Yeah, naphtha's okay. You go everything to naphtha and it's a 50% yield no matter what. It just cuts your yields down. Unless there's better methods. The other setups, we're going to say this is the best method for this setup. And I'm going to start off with these, since these are the cheapest bullshit to set up. We're going to do them over here in this chunk, so it looks pretty fucking clean. Clean setup, clean room. Alright, and then we do a pipe like this, all the way to the other one. So that I don't need any stupid nonsense to occur when I go to pipe into the other setups. Oh yeah, this is if you really want to see how much stuff I've done in this playthrough, all you have to do is look at my map and you can see that the planet is covered in like shit. If I hit my map button Where is it? There we go. We have the setup right here. Nice. We have this, which is the Space Center. Obviously, this is the main house, main building. Fracking tower there. And Soy Jack Industries is all the way over here. Looking pretty disgusting. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a couple craters here and there from where I've just bombed stuff for the sake of doing so. Some silos we've raided. 3 of them. Yep, that's Earth. The moon has got some interesting stuff on it. But I haven't really done much there. Gotta work on it more. Really, we're just doing this to play catch up with my nuclear shit since I spent so long on the moon. No glyphid attacks yet? I don't really do much with those. Usually I destroy these guys early on, and then don't worry about them from there. Alright, so we have our heavy heating oil, right? That's gonna go into this one. We have our regular heating oil, or no, our industrial oil, which goes into this one. So that then does the processes we need. Oh, fuck. Your heavy heating oil. Heavy heating oil, right? God dang it, this is the most complex task of all time. Heating oil comes out, and then we need our 2 reformers. For the 2 different materials, we're getting absolute stupidity. But I can assure you that this is not difficult. Okay, guys, this is not difficult at all for me. I will figure this out pretty fast, that it's actually really stupid and difficult. And really, it really sucks to make a bunch of reformers. But we are going to have to make a bunch of reformers. Oh, and for circuit production, we have the endless pile of circuit production over at Soy Jack Industry. So if we need that, I don't have to worry about it. But the real question is, do we have the arsenic production? Oh, yeah, we got these guys. Cool, that means that we're pretty much done on circuits anyway. Just need this, this, and that's like the... No, what the fuck am I doing? That's not a fucking recipe. What the fuck? Trying to do circuit exception or something. We're gonna go take these to here. We're gonna throw them in. We're gonna grab some solvent. I should have 2 solvent here. Grab some solvent, throw it right in there. Boom. What the fuck? Put it in there. 2 solvents. Where's the other material that this needs, right? You need microchips and some other bullshit. Oh, PVC. And that's the funny thing. PVC is the worst material that I don't have. And all of this is being done so that way we can produce 5,000 gallons of it. Because unfortunately, PVC is just holding me back at this time. Also, I'm going to take this with me because it will be used when we go to make a setup. And it's going to turn our other stuff. One question, in your opinion, is it easier to automate the production of technetium steel or cadmium steel? I've found technetium very hard to farm. With technetium, what I like to do is I run the Xernox reactor. Because, see, when it comes to just... all you need is uranium and stuff to run the Xernox reactor. You can literally get technetium by doing a loop that takes your uranium and your raw uranium and makes it into like usable fuels. Then you take those usable fuels to get more technetium. You can also get thorium to do stuff like this. I don't really remember exactly what the recipes are on those, but I just know that I'm producing a lot of shit that does that. Not to mention this. Plutonium-239 is my favorite PWR fuel. Because while it may be used in nuclear bombs, it's actually a good PWR fuel. And does provide you with a good bit of energy in a lot of setups. So if you look, I have my really shitty PWR that has no control rods in it, and it runs on one of these, and that powers the whole base. And that provides a lot of energy. Yeah, a lot of energy. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It's a good little setup there. I can also switch this over and use this to do stuff. But you take that and it also gets you technetium. And so I like technetium better than cadmium steel. Because while you could get cadmium steel, like, I don't like to do all that. It's kind of like extra. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it is good. I don't know much about that. Like, it's kind of, I don't really delve into that area. I've always done technetium steel because it's what I learned to do, like, way back when I first started in a long time ago. Alright, so that's good. And then we have one other component that we need. I don't remember what that component... Oh, it's the microchips. I also really like making roads, because these are really nice. For one reason. To travel way faster than I reasonably should. Alright, over here we should have some microchips, I hope. Cool. Also, this crate isn't entirely full. I'm just trying to be safe with my microchips. They're quite valuable and I don't want to lose them at all. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is put these in, and I should have a bunch, or maybe, nah, it's two. It's literally two of the things, okay? I have enough to make two in there. It will make two. Unless it costs like 30 of these, then that would be pretty shitty. Arguably, that is the worst part of getting the shit I'm trying to make. Is the whole, circuit board. That shit's fucking difficult. 12 per each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then we do shell. Come on, do the shell. S hell. Okay, now. Plate. For pipes, it's 36. Negative. It is, for pipes, 48. No, it's 24. Yeah, so it's 48 total. What am I saying? We're not gonna bother with getting the catalytic converters today. That's a tomorrow project. The catalytic converter is the worst part of the recipe, and it's gonna be the most annoying and difficult for me to get, so I'm gonna avoid it today. What part of this is causing issues? Let me guess. It is the circuit boards, because it needs 12. I'm guessing it needs 12. I don't actually know that it needs 12. We also need motors pretty desperately, which is a very disappointing moment for me because I hate making motors. So I need to make a batch of motors or something. God dang it. Fuck. Technetium. Cool. Okay, so we'll do that, and then I need my technetium. Technetium steel. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Oh, fuck. Oh, motors. That's what I'm doing. Motors right now. Yeah, motors. Focused on making those motors. Coils. Coil. Half of these need to be, it's an equal amount, so like whenever I hit an equal number in each, 9 to 9 is actually an equal number, so yeah, let's go. It means I need 18 total of these. And then I have my motors done. So now if I go over to here, type in motors, boom, 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 oh, not mores. I don't know what a more is, a more, that's fucking motors, boom, done. Let's go and shove the motors in. It's time to go make some gold plating. Because for some reason, I don't have the shit I need to do shit. That's fucking annoying. We'll do 16 to 16. So we'll do 16 of these to 16 of those. Oh, hey, it's fucking first one. That is good. And 4 gives you 64, which is not enough to last for more than 5 seconds in the current state of the industry. Okay, so when this is done, this is the chlorine pinwheel, and it gives you infinite chlorine, which is important for making other stuff. Why am I running over there with the fucking most expensive circuit of all time? That's a pretty bad idea, if I'm being honest. Oh, what is it missing now? It's missing 12 cast steel plates. Good thing I already have those done. 58 more. For a total of 64 cast steel plates. Why doesn't your HEV suit lose battery? It takes a long time to lose battery. I haven't really ran into much, so. I haven't fallen off any cliffs either. That's like the easiest way. It doesn't really run out of battery that much. I've never actually... Yeah, that's a good question. I probably should look into that. Nice. The performers are done. Which one is going to be naphtha? This one's going to be naphtha. And he's going to do naphtha, and he's going to take care of that. And then the other guy will just do the heating oil, correct heating oil. And then naphtha and shit goes from here to here. So the naphtha. Said naphtha goes there. Goes here. This guy does naphtha. Gets you reformant petroleum gas, right? And then we have heating oil. Heating oil right here. Goes from here to here. And inside this setup creates naphtha, petroleum gas, and liquid hydrogen. All of which can be sent back and used in the initial stages of the process to desulfurize the entire plant. Making this, thus far, my most expensive oil setup. Quite literally, you could take it all apart and have a Watts reactor. If you disassembled every machine I have, you would probably have 2 Watts reactors or some shit like that. Fucking insanity. So then what I need to do is... Yeah, I don't even fucking know. Mathematically, we already have a reformant line that comes out. That'll be the centermost line. So if we look at this, I think the other part is a tomorrow project for the most part. Yeah, this part, he can be the reformant line. Oh, actually, no. This guy right here is reform it, but what is this guy then? We have vacuum light oil. What the fuck can I do with this shit? If we have to do more math today, that's a problem. So vacuum light oil can get you a little bit of stuff, right? Yeah. Gets you reformic gases and kerosene. Fucking sad. Well, how can we take this kerosene and make it into useful shit? How can I take this and make it... We'll ask these questions tomorrow, but I'm thinking right now that it looks as though we're going to do the same shit you would do with regular light oil, which is you take this, make it a petroleum gas, take a petroleum gas, take it to light oil, make it into aromatic hydrocarbons and reformic gas, then take your aromatic hydrocarbons and put them with HP solvent made from reformic gas and chlorine, and then you take that and you put it into BTX. A process that's probably seems really expensive and has a low percent yield of BTX in return. Now, how do I take my reformate to BTX then? Because that's the next thing, logically, is reformate to BTX. Reformate can be made into BTX via the process of chemical machine. Ah, here we go. Cracking. Hey, I already got it done. I didn't even mean to get it done. But this piece is like the key piece. So then you have your reformate. Yeah, reformate. Gets you BTX, aromatic hydrocarbons. And you can recycle those aromatic hydrocarbons then. So that means that in total, that's the first 30% of this done. Tomorrow we can do the next 40% of it, and then the day after we have just a little bit left. Well, actually, tomorrow we can get the whole thing done. Yeah, we can get the whole thing done tomorrow, probably. But I'm pretty much out of time for today, so see you guys tomorrow, I guess.